Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Tim's. I'm Talos here, co-founder, co-creator, and of course, the co-director, together with my partner, James Alexander. Levity, of course. Now, this is our second episode, of course, to do with the fashion editors. And tonight, we're going to talk about the Queen herself, Anna Wintour. Wintour was born on November 3rd, 1949, London, England, of course, a British editor who, as the long-time editor-in-chief since 1988 of the American Vogue magazines, she became one of the most powerful figures in fashion. That is correct, 100%, but I'm going to add, she is the queen, she is the epitome of all fashion editors in the whole entire world. She's the queen. Dame Anna Wintour is a British-American media executive who has been serving as an editor-in-chief of Vogue since 1988. Like I said before, of course, Wintour has also served as Global Chief Content Officer of Condé Nast since 2020, where she oversees all Condé Nast publications worldwide and concurrently serves as the artistic director. Wintour is a daughter of Charles Very Wintour, who twice served as an editor of London Evening Standard newspapers. She dropped out of the North London College in 1966 and 4 years later became a fashion assistant for Harper's and Queen's magazines. After working as a fashion editor for a serious bunch of New York magazines, she served as an editor in 1986 of British Vogue and as an editor in 1987 of the House and Garden. In 1988, Wintour replaced Grace Mirabella as an editor-in-chief of the American Vogue. The move came 3 years after the American launch of the French magazine Elle, which constantly threatened to reduce Vogue's circulation and advertising revenue. In explaining her publishing philosophy of democratic fashion fantasy, Wintour remarked, "Mass with class, that's my mantra." Let me repeat that again. Mass with class, that's my mantra. That is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? If you follow fashions, if you follow the industry itself, what should you say? I think I believe in it, and I definitely would probably do the same thing. Maybe you, maybe yourself. Her Vogue cover magazine featuring prominent women, including the media mogul herself, Oprah Winfrey, and of course the First Lady and a politician, Hillary Clinton, of course, and then, of course, First Lady Michelle Obama. On top of that, she put all the celebrities, actresses on the cover, the like of, Nicole Kidman, of course, Angelina Jolie, and Halle Berry, rather than the exclusive models. Now, when you put the normalities that supermodels and, of course, the models to be cover of magazine, because that's what they sell, right? At the time, of course, black was not a big, a huge thing for the front cover of the magazines. But we're going to stick in a different way, of course, a different path. So to put a celebrity, politicians, media mogul, and the cover of your magazine, which it means you are expanding the popularity of the magazine. You're expanding to a different crowd. You're adding more people into the magazines to read, to buy, to purchase, and read the article, the magazine itself. And of course, Oprah Winfrey was the first, celebrity they put in the magazine, the first media mogul they put in the magazine itself. Halle Berry was one of the first black, and Naomi Campbell was one of the first black supermodel they ever put in a cover of a magazine. But there's some stories behind when it comes to putting Naomi in the cover. Anyway, let's move on. Under Wintour's directions, Condé Nast publication, Vogue's parent company, launched several spin-offs, most notably the Teen Vogue in 1993. Meanwhile, Wintour orchestrated a spate of high-profile philanthropic Vogue associations, including the transformations of the Met Gala. Now, I'm going to talk about the Met Gala briefly, but let me continue with this, of course. That is the annual fundraising event for the Costume Institute of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, of which she has served as co-chair most years since 1995. Originally an elite gathering of Manhattan socialites. Go figure. The gala became an international and chronicle celebrity-dominated red carpet events known as the East Coast answers of the Oscars. I'm going to add to that. The Met Gala, you all know if you're in the fashion industry or you watch television, etc., etc., etc. Now, the Met Gala, of course, yes, it's mentioned there in there. It's the biggest fashion event in the whole entire world. For them to step away from the Manhattan socialites, it's the best thing ever happened. The reason for it, because it's become internationally known. It becomes a huge community-based event for the industry itself. And when you have it and bring all the celebrity that are current, or in the past, the old, the news, etc. What it does, it create the buzz. It create, what can I say? It's a dream for every designer to create something beyond the normality of what they usually design, or perhaps they just give it up what they have from the last collection or the vintage collection. For me personally, I will tell the citizen we'll create something extravaganza for an event like that. But, we'll see where that goes. Now, this is a bold move and the most successful event of the year, let alone the best and the biggest event in the fashion industry. As mentioned before, takes a woman to do this job. It does take a woman to do this job. And she made it huge. She made it big. She made it internationally, globally, a successful event. Name me one fashion event that's bigger than the Met Gala, other than the Fashion Week. Nada. Now, Wintour has been instrumentally in bolstering the careers of numerous prominent fashion professionals, including the 1990s preparations of supermodels, i.e., for example, Cindy Crawford, Helena Christensen, Claudia Schiffer, Linda Evangelista, Christy Turlington, and of course, the superest of all supermodels, Naomi Campbell. I'm saying that because she's still around, she fought for herself and she made it. She really is a big deal right now. Big deal. She's going to be a big deal for many, 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 many more years to come. Now, deploying her influence and clout, she secured financial backing for John Galliano. Remember, the past episode I spoke about John Galliano, and of course, last week I spoke about Leon Talley. That's Andre Leon Talley, sorry. And I mentioned what he did for John Galliano. It's exactly the same thing here. Andre Leon Talley, of course, worked under the house, the magazine itself, which the same magazine that's Anna Wintour is the chief executive, and they worked along so well, perfectly well. And I think that is a fantastic thing when people work so well. Their talent are super. What do you call it? It's so good. Their talent is vibrated through the workmanship. If you understand what I mean, of course. In addition to such achievements, Wintour also became known for her imperious demeanor, which is a highlighted by her propensity to sport dark sunglasses. There's a reason why she wear glasses. She said it's to do with the light. It's nothing to do with the. She said it is to do just with the light. But I also think it is to do with the the people seeing her when she's not happy with the collections. But I'll go with the light because I prefer to go with the light. It's much nicer to talk about it. The Devil's Work Prada in 2024, the best-selling novel by Lauren Whisper that in 2006 was adapted into a popular film starring Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway, is an account of the comic travels of one of the professional assistants of the fictional fashion magazine's editor, Miranda Priestley. So that's basically to do with if you've seen the movie Prada, The Devil's Wearing Prada, it's absolutely fantastic. I watched that movie at least 10 times. That's how much I love the actors themselves, the storyline themselves, and also the fashion itself. I'm a fashion fanatic, sorry. I am a fashion fanatic, and I'm also creative director myself for Talusia, but we're not going to talk about that right now. Wintour's appeared in many documentaries, the September issue Anna Wintour and the Making of Vogue 2009, charting the creation of the September issue 2007, issue of the magazines, and the first Monday in May 2016, chronicling the preparation for the China Through the Looking Glass exhibitions and its accompanying gala at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. Now, I'm going to talk about the September issue. Not too sure, I haven't done any research right now, but the September issue for Vogue magazine, it's the biggest seller edition for the year, of the year. And of course, there's a time when I was working for, Marilyn St. Scott is one of the New Zealand fashion house, of course, as the junior designer pattern maker. We see all the magazines every month, and that particular year they had this September issue. It's quite thick, and I believe it's double the thickness of the magazine usually, and it's which basically means that they were celebrating some kind of year's celebrations, but it was absolutely phenomenal, absolutely fantastic. The editorials are fantastic. The photographers are fantastic. The models, the designers, the collections, absolutely beautiful. This is when I say, and I'm going to say it right now, fashion is everything to me. Interior, yes, of course, but fashion is everything to me. It was actually a first love to me. For everyone that's watching this, first love, when you find the first love to do with work or creativity, you name it, it becomes your genealogy, becomes who you are in the future. You may not know that it becomes who you are, but it will do. And if it doesn't, that's okay, because you can pick something else, find something else and work with it, make it happen. Because only you yourself can actually make that happen. Nobody else. You get it? You do get it. Okay, that's fantastic. Love it. When she was 15, her father helped her land her first job in fashion at the London boutique Biba, the same year that she began to wear her hair in what's now her iconic bob with bangs. According to the biographer Jerry Oppenheimer, she left school to begin a teenage training program at Harrods. Okay, so Harrods also another big fashion, flagship in London, of course. Been there, done that. I loved it. Everything is great in at Harrods. I shopped if I lived there, 100%. Me and James, of course. Before becoming an editorial assistant at Harper's Bazaar UK and Harper's and Queen, in 1975 she relocated to New York City, where she worked as junior fashion editor at Harper's Bazaar. So all this before she became the queen of fashion editors, the Vogue magazine, American Vogue magazines. So there you are. Hope you all had a great listening and ready to conquer the world with your ability, with your all creativity, with all your knowledge, and with everything that you supposed to be doing. Don't give up in yourself, because everything that you do, it's something that's going to make you be, it's definitely the future. If you understand what I mean. When I said this before, and I'm going to say it again. When I was a teenager back in Nauru, it's where I grew up before I came to New Zealand. I'm a Tuvalu myself, Pacific Islander, most importantly. Yes, Pacific Islander, Polynesian. I was playing with a lot of friends in our neighbor's house downstairs, and of course, me and one of the guy, and also we were young, early teen. And also the sisters, we were dressing up in mama dresses. We actually dressed ourselves, putting ourselves in one of their mother's dresses. It's a rumor, of course, but I didn't realize how that's going to lead me into the future, the where I am, to who I am. Do you know what I mean? The who I am. I didn't realize that I'm going to be a fashion designer, I'm going to do that, etc., etc., etc. I mean, I went to drama school, of course, and I designed, Snow White dresses when I was an early teen, like at St. Paul's College, while I was at St. Paul's College, Auckland, New Zealand, where I'm at now, New Zealand. I designed all dresses, and even when I was at drama school, I did the same thing. Did some modeling for fashion shows and everything else for the fashion schools in Whangarei while I was studying my 3 years in drama school, no drama queen. And then fast forward, I studied fashion, I studied interior, design clothing, collections, long story short, whatever you've decided to go with, make it happen. Listen to motivation speakers like Les Brown and of course Tony Robbins. And on top of that, don't forget to read all the biographies for people that actually created their lives and help other people to become the people they are. Read biographies and documentaries about life, about people, because it is the best way to do. And also listen to some, podcasts to do with, business, because it is exciting. It is a fantastic move to do. If it's not for you, that's okay. Find something else and do it. Otherwise, move forward with it. Listen to it. Hi, I'm Tulisi again. Welcome to Thames. Don't forget to subscribe on our channel. There's a button below. Press it, follow us, and share it with your family, your network, your people. Now, please go and conquer the world. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao, everyone.